I started covering mortgages and housing about 10 years ago. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not think I was gonna love it. I was assigned the mortgage beat, and at first I thought, great, interest rates and loan paperwork, thrilling. But I was wrong. Mortgages are one of the clearest windows into the American financial soul. They show who gets access to stability and who gets shut out. They show how credit scores, family wealth, discrimination, redlining, appraisal gaps, and local housing rules shape real lives. Housing is never just housing. It decides whether you can move for a job, whether you can stay near your family, whether you can build wealth, whether your rent eats your paycheck, whether retirement feels possible or terrifying. And that matters because right now, America is in a housing crisis. Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies found that 22.7 million renter households were cost burdened in 2024, meaning they spent more than 30% of their income on rent and utilities. 12.1 million renter households spent more than half their income on housing. For renters earning under $30,000, 83% were cost burdened. And buyers are not exactly floating through a bargain aisle. The median existing home sold for about $429,000 in May. Meanwhile, buyers are staring at high mortgage rates and monthly payments that do not look remotely normal. That's the backdrop for this week's news. Congress passed a rare bipartisan housing bill. Then President Trump canceled the signing because he wants Congress to pass an unrelated voting bill first. The housing bill is called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. It passed the Senate 85-5 and the House 358-32. That level of agreement in Washington is almost suspicious now. You see a vote like that and want to check if everyone understood the assignment. It's pretty amazing. So why does this bill matter? Not because it's perfect. It's not. No bill ever is. Not because it would make your rent drop next month. The bill matters because it tries to attack one of the biggest reasons housing is so expensive. We do not have enough homes where people need to live. The simple version is that it tries to make it easier to build more housing. That means it would streamline some federal reviews so certain housing projects could move through the approval process faster. It would push local government to rethink zoning and land use rules. Zoning is basically the rule book for what can be built where. A single family house, an apartment building, a duplex, an accessory dwelling unit, all of it. It would support manufactured and modular housing, which are homes built partly or fully in factories. Those can be cheaper and faster to build than traditional homes built entirely on site, and often they're stronger and more long-lasting. It would update FHA multifamily loan limits. In normal person language, that means federal loans used to finance apartment buildings could better match today's housing costs. It would raise the cap on certain bank investments in affordable housing, which could help more projects get financing, and it would limit some large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes. Institutional investors are big companies that buy up homes in bulk, often with cash, and turn them into rentals. That last part is the political headline because everyone understands the anger behind it. A family trying to buy one house should not have to compete with a company buying hundreds. But the deeper issue is supply, the number of homes available. If America does not build enough homes where people actually need to live, prices stay under pressure, renters stay squeezed, buyers stay stuck, builders stay frustrated, and cities become museums for people who bought early. This bill would not fix all of that. Congress cannot directly lower mortgage rates. Congress can't magically make every city approve apartments. Congress can't make insurance, lumber, concrete, land, or labor cheap overnight, but it can remove some barriers, update old rules, and push more money toward affordable housing. That's why this delay matters. The bill was expected to be signed. Then Trump canceled the signing and said he wanted Congress to pass the Save America First Act. That is a separate voting bill. The Save America Act would require documentary proof of citizenship when registering to vote in federal elections and photo ID when voting. Supporters say that protects election integrity, but citizenship is already required to vote. Non-citizen voting is rare, and voting experts warn that proof of citizenship rules can block eligible voters who do not have easy access to documents like a passport, birth certificate, naturalization certificate, or legal name change paperwork. So now we have a housing bill with overwhelming bipartisan support being used as leverage for an unrelated voting bill that does not have that same support. That is the part people should not normalize. This is not two sides negotiating over the same issue. This is housing relief being tied to election rules. And during a housing crisis, this is not clever. Prices are still painful. Medical care costs more. Some parts of the job market are weakening, and manufacturing has not delivered the clear job boom voters were promised. So when the president delays a housing bill to force action on a voting bill, the message to regular people is basically wait. Wait on housing, wait on affordability, wait while Washington turns another basic need into a power play. Congress, for once, agreed that housing costs are a national problem. Now we're waiting to see whether that agreement becomes law or whether one of the few bipartisan wins on affordability gets swallowed by another political demand. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates. I'm tracking what this bill means for buyers, renters, workers, and regular people trying to make the math work. Thanks for watching.